Hello gang, Merlin Don on the mic. Today we will talk about Green Purple Luffy, the new EB02 leader. EB02 will be released here in the West in June, if I'm not mistaken, and we hear a lot about this leader from our friends in Japan and in the whole Asia. It seems that it's a really strong leader. I will be honest with you guys, I played only 3 games with him and I won all of them. It's like crazy how strong this deck is. I will test it more, of course, in the upcoming months, but we will focus first, of course, on the EB02, the new set that will be released here in the West in the upcoming month, and then our focus will be most likely on this leader. So what we will do here is, of course, we will see the small guide that I have created for you guys with details on cards that you want to have in your hand. What will you do? How do you play this leader? How is the curve? What do you use for defense? What is the combinations that you can do? Which curve do you prefer to play? Then we will see the list here in the simulator, and finally we will also see 3 games, and the last one, let me tell you, the last one shows how strong this deck is. So without any further ado, let's go to the guide, the in-depth guide of this leader. Monkey D. Luffy, Green Purple. At last, Green gets a really strong leader. The EB02 is a Straw Hat engine leader with 4 life, 2 colors, and it has an activate main once per turn. You do -2 Dawn, and then if you have only Straw Hat crew type characters in play, then you set up to 2 of your Rested Dawn cards as active. And then this leader gets +1k power until the end of your opponent's turn. So this leader becomes one 6k leader, like the rest 6k strong leaders that we have, like the RP Luffy, like Whitebeard, and so on. It's a really strong effect, and you will see it in action in our matches, in our games that we will see in the end of this video. What do you seek when you get the first 5 cards in your hand, and which cards do you search for? So these are the 3 cards. The most important of all 3 is Sunshine Pudding. It's by far the best card in this deck, because what this card does is that when you use your leader's ability every turn, once per turn, then you get one of these -2 Dawns back. So you do -2 and you get one of these 2 Dawns back. Not only that, it's a 7k attack character on the field. And it has also a non-play. It's such a strong card, let me tell you. It has also a non-play that if your number of Dawns are equal or less than your opponent, then you draw a card. So if you have already used another card to reduce your Dawns, or if you have already used your leader's ability once, then you will also draw a card once you play this card from your hand. Zoro, we know this card. It's from EB05. It's when attacking, if you have 3 or less life, which you will mostly have 3 or less life, you will always take the first hit, or almost always. So you will be at 3 life, as this leader is a 4 life leader, and then you just get an active Dawn. So you can attach 1 Dawn this character, so it becomes a 5k character to attack with. You attack with 5k, and then you get 1 active Dawn back. So it's like you used 1 Dawn so that he can attack, and you have rammed 1 Dawn, active Dawn for free. Then we have Nami. Nami is our searcher. It's a great card because it's a body, and we get to look at the top 5 cards on our deck and grab one Straw Hat member and get it in our hands. How do you play on the first 3 dawns? Of course, you use your states or you use your searcher, and so in this variety 3 dawn curve we have Zoro and we have also Frankie. We will get to what each card does when we see the cards in the simulator. Between 4 and 6 dawn you play your 4 cost characters and Sunshine Pudding, and only if you need to you can also play your finisher, Monkey D. Luffy. We will talk about him in a little bit. And on the 7th dawn it's like a no-brainer. If you have a Luffy Taro, you play your Luffy Taro. You play for free another character like one of these 3, for example, and it's such a strong card because you have 2 big bodies on the field. You have established the big bodies, and the second card that you will play will most likely have a non-play effect, so you will get benefited from it. Your finisher is this Luffy, this card. It's a 6 cost, 7k, and it says that if your leader is multicolored, which is in our case, right, and your opponent has 5 or more dawn cards on the field, this character gains Rush. So when you play this character has Rush, right? And when attacking, when you attack, you can return 2 of your active dawn cards to your dawn deck, and then you set this character again as active. Then you will also get the top card of your life to your hand. So it's a card that has Rush, and you can restand this card as well. To defend yourself, you have 2 Ks. We have also Cam Jet Catling to get benefited from our bricks and get plus 3k power during this turn. And of course, one of the best cards since OP09, Cam Giant, where we do a -2 for the cost of only 1 dawn, and then one of our characters or our leader gets plus 4k power, and then we also draw 2 cards. So such a great and strong card, guys. The combinations: we use our Luffy Taro to bring either a Pudding, that's the best case scenario, a Zoro so we can search again and have a body on the field, or the new Zoro here that we can rest an opponent. Or if you don't have any of these cards in your hand, you can also use your Sanji. It might be 2k, but it has 5k power and has a great ability. We will talk about it later. The other combination that you do is your Monkey D. Luffy, so your leader's ability. When you have one Pudding on the field, you do -2, and then you get 3 active dawns back. You get 2 active dawns back from your leader, plus 1 dawn back from your Pudding, so you get 3 dawns, 3 active dawns back when you use your leader's ability. And if you have 2 of these cards on the field, you get, for example, 4 active cards back, right? Also important are these 2 cards, so Frankie and Zoro. Frankie on play and when attacking gives you 1 rested dawn back if your dawn is equal or less than your opponent's, and Zoro gives you an active dawn when attacking if your life is 3 or less. So the preferred curve for you is the odd curve. You want to go first most of the times. Why? Because you have the perfect curve. You can play at 1 dawn your searcher or your states. On your 3 dawn you can play your Zoro, or if you don't have your Zoro, you can either play your Frankie or one Nami and states. On the 5 dawn you play your Sanji and Pudding, and you are ready to to get benefited from the on play and the when attacking effect. Or if you don't have this card, you can play one of your Zoros here, the 4-cost Zoro, and you can also combine it with your Nami, for example, and so on. 7 Dawn, you play your Luffy Taro into one of these cards, right? Or one of these cards here. And it's also time to start using your leader's ability, because once you have on the board Sanji and Pudding, you get this +1 Dawn, which is huge because your leader's ability costs only 1 Dawn, as you take 1 Dawn back from these two, right? And he's now a 6k leader, and he stays that way until the end of your opponent's turn. So also on his turn, your leader is a 6k leader, right? 9 Dawn, again the same play, again Luffy Taro into something else, or if you don't have Luffy Taro, you just play your mid cards here, and your finisher is of course your Monkey D. Luffy, right? If you go second, as you can see, it's almost identical, it's almost the same here. First, you go with your searcher and with your stage. Then you play your mid characters. On your 4 Dawn, if you have Zoro, you always play Zoro. If not, then you can play the rest. 6 Dawn, you play your Sanji. 8 Dawn, you play your Luffy Taro. And then 10 Dawn, you can play your finisher, or you can combine the rest of your cards. So let's say it's a straightforward deck. It's an easy to play deck, and you will see it also on our games. So let's go and see what each of these cards does. We have talked about the leader. You do -2, you get to active dawns, and then this leader becomes a 6k leader for your turn and your opponent's turn, right? So Sanji, it's a 2k, 4-cost 5k, so you can combine it with your Luffy Taro, because he's also a Straw Hat. And if you attach 1 Dawn, if you play this card, right, and you attach 1 Dawn, and you are, let's say, at 10 Dawn, and you play something, for every 3 rested Dawn on your field, this character gains +1k power. So that means that if you are, let's say, at 10 Dawn, you attach 1 Dawn to this character, and you play cards of cost of 9 Dawn in total, then this guy attacks for 9k, 1k for the Dawn, plus 1k power for every 3 rested Dawns, right? So 9k attack. It's not only a 2k card, you can also play this card, remember that. Nami, it's your searcher. Roronoa Zoro. If your opponent has 2 or more characters on the field, this character can attack characters on the turn it's played. So if you're behind on characters and you're going to attack one of the active characters, you can use this card. Such a great card. And on play, if your leader has a type of Straw Hat Crew, which we do, right? Straw Hat Crew, then you can rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost 4 or less. So we rest a card 4 or less with a cost 4 or less, right? Sanji Pudding, the bread and butter in your deck, the most important card. Because when you use your leader's ability, you gain 1 more active Dawn. And on play, if you have already used an ability to do a minus to your Dawn, you get also to draw a card. Frankie, also great card, also Straw Hat. On play and when attacking, you get just to you get 1 rested Dawn if you have equal or less Dawns than your opponent. Monkey D. Luffy, we talk about this card. He's a Russer, and you just send 2 of your Dawns back to the Dawn deck, and you can re-stamp this card, and he attacks again and again. Gatling gun. Zoro, if you have 3 or less life and you attack with this card, then you get 1 active Dawn, I repeat active, Sanji, Usohachi, 2 Ks, and you can also use them if needed. I don't think that you will, but if needed you can use this Sanji as a blocker, and this Usohachi, it's a non-play. If you have 8 or more Dawn, you can rest a blocker of your opponents with a cost 5 or less. Zoro, not much to say, 4 cost 6k, so vanilla stats, and it has also a non-play, which is a searcher. You just search 1 Straw Hat card. Luffy Taro, we know this card from Purple Luffy and also other decks, purple decks. You play this card for 7 Dawn, you do a -1, and then you play for free Straw Hat with a cost of 5 or less from your hand. So you can play this card, 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 this card. So this card, as you can see, you can play almost all of your cards except this Sanji and this Luffy. Set Gatling, you can just use this card as a defensive card with 1 of your bricks, let's say Zoro for example, and you have instantly plus 3k power for 1 character or your leader. Gum Giant, we talked about this card, -2 for 1 Dawn, plus 4k power, and you draw 2 cards. And the stage, on play, you draw 1 card, and you can also activate main if the number of Dawn cards in your field is equal or less to the number of Dawn cards of your opponent on the field. So if you have equal or less Dawn, you can give 1 of your Straw Hat crew type characters plus 2 cost until the end of your opponent's turn. This is great against decks like black decks, which KO characters on their turn based on the cost, you know, because you can make a character, for example, instead of 7 cost, 9 cost, and it's really difficult for them to get rid of this card. Okay, so let's go and see some games now. We will start with a Blackbeard match. He goes first, we go second. He uses a stage, we use our searcher, and we grab 1 Luffy from the search. Then he attacks us, we take the first life. Why we take the first life? We take the first life because we also want to use our Zoro, guys. So we attack him first because he has also triggers, Blackbeard has triggers, and then we play our Zoro, of course, right? Now he's at 5 Dawn, he plays, he does his states again first, and he draws a Zero. Then he attacks us for 5, we counter, we want to stay healthy at this point of the game, right? And we do have some error. Then he plays a Kuzan, and he brings Burgess from the graveyard, and he draws a card from the Kuzan effect. He didn't do the, he didn't trust a card to black hole me, and I will punish him now, because even if I'm at 6 Dawn, I will use my Zoro to gain 1 active Dawn, and then I will play my Luffy Taro into Sunshine Pudding. Then I use my leader's ability, and as you can see, we gain 2 active Dawns from our leader and 1 active Dawn from the Pudding, which is so strong. What does Blackbeard hate? Big hits or many hits? Many hits. So we attach these 3 Dawns to the Nami to start poking him and get some cards off of his hand. We get 2 2Ks, we're happy about it. We have 4 bodies on the field, and first he searches with his stage, and he uses the Liberation to get rid of 2 of our cards, and then he attaches 1 Dawn to his leader and he attacks us. He does not attack us with Purges because he knows that if he does that, he will lose his Purges. So it's our turn now. We play our finisher Luffy, right? We do -2 Dawn to activate our leader's ability. We gain 2 active Dawns back, and now it's time for us to start grabbing cards or life cards of this Blackbeard. So I'm just thinking how I should do it here. I attack first with my leader to see if he will take life or give me a 2k. He gives me a 2k. Now he has only 2 cards left on his hand, which is great. Then I attack with my Luffy and I return 2 dons back. So now I have an active Luffy again. He takes life. He's now 3 life. Now I attach 3 don to my Nami. I want hits, I want cards, right? So I attack again with Nami, I attack again with Luffy, I attack again with the other Luffy, right? And he's now down to 1 card. He's not yet on his 10 don turn, so I'm happy. He uses now, if I remember correctly, another liberation, a second liberation. And if I remember correctly, he also did 1 liberation. So he had from the start, I think, 3 liberations on his hand. I counter the first hit. Now he thinks if he wants to attack me or not. At this point he attacks me and I take the second hit, and now it's our turn. And don't forget, guys, don't forget, Blackbeard has always not that much counter in his hand, especially these decks, right? So what I do here is I go 10k with my Luffy Taro, and then I go I get +1k to my leader, and I go then 9k with my leader. I should have done it otherwise, so 9k first and 10k, but either way we win here. And now it's a match against Black Yellow Lin. He goes second, I go first. We don't have a searcher, but on our second turn we do have a Zoro, and we play the Zoro. He attacks us on his second turn, and we take the damage because we want to use our Zoro, right? And look how perfect this curve is. You play your Zoro at 3, you play your Sanzen pudding, then you do your leader's ability afterwards, and now we have, look how beautiful that is. We have 3 active dons. We give 1 to our Zoro, we attack with him, and we get another active don. We attack again with our leader, 6k, and then we also get to play 1 card, right? And this Frankie, we can use afterwards this Frankie to gain 1 rested don, because it's when attacking also, not only on play. He attacks our Zoro, we counter that. We want our Zoro, we want this active don. Now we play our Luffy Taro, we play for free another Sanzen pudding, and you can see how great that is. First then we use our leader's ability. We have 3 active dons. We attack with Zoro, we get another active don. We attack then with Frankie, we get another rested don. Look how beautiful that is, right? We are still at 3 cards, at 3 life cards, so we don't really care. So we play the stage to draw 1 more card. We play the searcher to grab 1 more, I think the Monkey D. Luffy, the finisher. I got the finisher here, and then we attack also with our leader, which he takes. He's now down at 1 life, and we have so many characters. What he does is, now he plays a Tsuru, and then a Monkey D. Luffy. He KOs our pudding. Now he has only 2 dons left. Let's see what he does. Oh, he used this negative holo, and he trusts my my Gum Giant. That was a great hit from his side. And now what we can do here at this point is, he has only 4 cards and 1 life, so we play our finisher Luffy. You can see here how great he is. We return 2 dons for our leader's ability. We get 2 dons active. We attack with this Luffy for 7k. then we re-stand him instantly, right? And look, we have our Luffy, our Luffy Taro, our Luffy, and our leader, so 3 Luffys, and of course we go for 13k and we get the game, but we have also 2 more hits. This is how strong this deck is, and this is my favorite match here. So he chooses to go first, we go second, we play our Searcher Nami, we draw a Luffy Taro here, and then we play our stage. This is exactly how you want to play, how you want to start when you go second at this point. So he's now at 3, and he plays a killer. He plays a killer, he attacks us, we take, he's now at 5 life, guys, and we are at 3, right? He uses his leader's ability, he makes this killer a blocker. We attack his leader with our leader and we play Frankie. Now it's his turn. He's now at 5 Dawn. And look how, after the mulligan, how many bricks I got. I have so many bricks, and I was like, okay, and I keep throwing bricks. Look, I have like 8 cards on my hand, and I had only 1 2k that I just drew, right? So we play here our putting, we use our leader's ability, we get 1 active dawn from putting back and 2 active dawns from our leader. We attack his killer with our Frankie, so we ramp 1 more rested dawn from Frankie. Now we attach the remaining dawn to our leader and we hit this killer because we want to kill this killer. He has played Enruse, vanilla, 5 cost 7k, but with his leader's ability he makes him in every single turn a blocker, a 7k blocker. Really strong. He attacks us with this Ruse. I counter that. I don't want to show my opponent that I don't have counter, right? And then he attacks my Frankie. I let this go. I couldn't save it anyway. He plays this low and he keeps gaining life. He keeps gaining life and we keep losing life. But now we play our Luffy Taro into Zoro. From Zoro we grab a 2k, another 2k. So now we slowly but steadily we have some 2ks in our hands, right? So we play again our leaders, we do again our leader's ability. First we hit him with our Nami because we want to start gaining some cards and to give him targets, right? Then we hit him again with Sunshine Pudding, and then with our leader, so 5k, 7k, 7k. He takes this card, so he searches for some solutions here, and now it's his turn. It's like you either go for life, and he goes for life, but I'm a 6k leader, so I don't give him the first hit. He goes again to my life. I draw that, and I have only 1 2k, right? And now he plays a Katakuri. He plays a Katakuri, and he keeps healing himself, right? He keeps healing himself, and he has big characters on the field, so he feels safe. And he plays another blocker, right? But our deck is so strong. So again, a Luffy Taro into Sanji Pudding, and now we have 2 Sanji and Pudding on our field. What this means is we use our leader's ability for free, guys, for free, because we get these 2 Dawn pack from Sanji and Pudding. And this is exactly what we do. We do our leader, we make our leader a 6k leader for free this turn. We have a full board full of great characters. We have a Gum Giant on our hand to defend ourselves. We have a 2k and then 1k, and we start poking him with attacks, right? So I was like, I will leave 2 dons because who knows, maybe I will draw 1 more Gum Giant, or this last life of mine might be a Gum Giant, and I will go face with everything that I got. So first we hit him with our leader, then we hit him with Zoro, I think, right? With Zoro, 7k again, he takes, he's now down at 2 life, and then I go 7k again, he counters that, and then I go 9k, and I leave 2 dons active, right? I was like, okay, come at me, bro. I have like 6 cards, 1 life, and 2 active dons. He starts with Katakuri, and I counter that with Usohachi and Zorojuro. Then again he goes with his 9k swing with this low Gum Giant, and I draw 2 2ks. He goes then 8k, and I take that. And look, what did I say? Another Gum Giant, and we have an active ton. So even if he played now like I don't know, like a Raser, let's say that he had a Raser, a 7k Raser, or an 8k or a 9k Raser. We had a Gum Giant, and now of course, look this turn, just look this turn. We have only 7 tons, right? We have only 7 tons. We start by hitting him with our characters. He has a blocker, a 9k blocker, 3 life, a 9k blocker and 3 life, but look how strong this deck is. So 7k, we count together, 7k, again 7k, so we have the second 7k here, right? He counters that. Then we play our Monkey D. Luffy. We use our leader's ability and we gain 2 active Dawn from our leader and 2 active Dawn from our putting. So third time 7k with our Luffy Taro, with our Luffy, and we restand him 7k again with putting, right? Seven K again with his Monkey D. Luffy. He counters that. Then we go 7k again with our leader. He takes. Then we go 11k with our Luffy Taro, and we had another Luffy Taro hit. So I have hit him 7 times, and I had 2 more. So 9 attacks in 1 turn, and every single one of them were attacks with 7k or more. So this is how crazy this deck is, this leader is. Yeah, so this was it for today, guys. I hope that you liked this video. We will check this leader again, of course. We will verify this list. Maybe we need to change some things. At the moment, it feels like a really consistent list, a really good list. But of course, there is always room for improvement, right? But if I change something to this list, I will share it with you guys. Be sure about it. So thank you all for watching. Smash this like button, and then you can also write down on the comment section below how did you find this video, what are your thoughts, share them with me. I'm always happy to answer to your comments, guys. Thank you all for watching. Peace.